Hey guys, John Stargarian here. I just want to do a quick breakdown video on my play on Kai Kara-France against Brandon Moreno. So if you like the video, please drop a like and subscribe. I've played Kai Kara-France here for 3 units at -145. And frankly, I think he wins this fight about 70% of the time and would probably play him up to about, or -230. I'd probably play him up to about -200. So I do think there's value at the current line, which is -165. So basically, to me, this fight comes down to really round winning ability. On the feet, I just don't see how Moreno can be consistently competitive here. Moreno's actually never landed more than 49 significant strikes in a fight. He only averages about 2.4 significant strikes a minute landed, and he only attempts about 8 significant strikes per minute. Kara-France, on the other hand, averages about 5.5 significant strikes a minute and attempts about 11. So he's got a pretty clear volume edge. So the question is then, can he maintain it in this fight? And I think he can. Moreno is really susceptible to straight punches, and Kara-France's boxing is really strong. We've seen Moreno struggle at range against strong technical strikers in the past. Both Sergio Pettis and Alexander Pantoja were able to eat him up from range. And I think that's going to be the case here as well. So the question then becomes, well, can he compete on power on the feet? And, while it seems like he throws his shots with a lot of power and he's really reckless, I'm just not sure he can. It's pretty clear Kara-France has power, and while he doesn't have a KO in any of his 3 UFC fights to date, it does feel like it's only a matter of time until he gets one. And I'm pretty confident in saying that he has just more power than Moreno in general. So, consequently, on the feet, I just think this is going to be Kara-France's show the entire time. And, obviously Moreno could win an exchange here or there. Just hard for me to see him consistently winning them and not with enough frequency to likely win rounds. So the question becomes then, can he out-grapple Kara-France? And the answer there is possibly, but I'm leaning towards no. Kara-France defends takedowns at about 88%. And, he trains at City Kickboxing where, all those guys seem to have really strong defensive grappling. Volkanovski, Stylebender, Dan Hooker. All of them seem to know what to do at their back. None of them give up their back too easily. And I've seen the same out of the brief videos we've seen, or the brief fights we've seen from Kara-France in the UFC. Defends takedowns well, and when he gets on the ground, he's really good at grabbing a switch or grabbing an underhook. Doesn't give his back up, and most importantly, he doesn't accept position. As soon as he's down, he's going to look to either work up or reverse position, but he won't just sit on his back. And that's important here because Moreno could land takedowns in the spot. He averages about 2.6 takedowns per 15 minutes, and that's a strong rate. Lands him at about 40%, which is a strong clip. But again, we're talking about Kara-France has good takedown defense, but, if Moreno attempts enough, and I'd expect him to attempt anywhere between 4 and 6 over 15 minutes, he'll probably get him down 1 or 2 times. And to me, that's pretty, the question is, can he do anything with those takedowns once he gets him down? And the answer there, I think, is likely no. He's got a bunch of submissions, but he only has 2 in the UFC, and they're mostly common reckless scrambles, and I don't know. I don't, from what I've seen from Kara-France, he doesn't really put himself in the kind of position to get subbed like when he's on the bottom. Now, obviously, Moreno could potentially work to his back there, but I just think it's unlikely. He's a brown belt, and I don't know. I have trouble visualizing it. So, the question is, can he hold him down long enough to win rounds then if he doesn't submit him? And maybe, but, Moreno doesn't actually have great top control. He's landed 13 takedowns in the UFC and only advanced position 5 times. It's not a great ratio, and the tape kind of bears it out. The only 2 times we've seen him ever land or maintain significant top time were against Sergio Pettis and Askarov in his last fight. And Pettis is one of the worst defensive grapplers in the sport, so gaining significant top time isn't particularly impressive to me. Askarov is actually a really good grappler, but if you look at it in round 3 when he got that top time, the vast majority of it, until Askarov got a little reckless, was because Askarov was trying to attack from the bottom. He wasn't looking to work his way up. He was just looking to attack submissions off his back, which allowed Moreno to maintain position. And like I said, so he accepted position. And like I said, I don't think Kara-France is going to accept position. Could it happen that he keeps Kara-France down? I guess theoretically it's possible. I just don't think it's very likely. So consequently, I just think if he can't hold Kara-France down, I don't think we can count on him to land more than 2 takedowns in all likelihood in this spot. And he's not really the kind of guy who's going to try to grind you out against the fence either. So I do expect most of the fight will take place at range where, like I said, I just think Kara-France is a lot better and just has the tools to win rounds. So, for Moreno to win this fight, to me, he's basically going to have moments. And what that means is he's either going to have to get close to a submission or hurt Kara-France on the feet. And, that could happen. He could win a round or 2 like that or potentially finish like that. But I don't think it's likely, and that's why I've priced Kara-France up around -250. and I'm pretty confident in that number. And so it's a 3-unit play for me on Cara France. My prediction is Cara France by decision. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you follow me, let's make some money together. And if you fade me, then good luck. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Bye-bye.